Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Hari Om. Bhakta Vatsalaha is the next name of Lord Shiva. Bhakta means devotee. Vatsala means one who loves, cares, is concerned. So Lord Shiva is one who loves the devotee, who blesses the devotee, who showers his love, grace and compassion on the devotees, just like a mother. In the world, the love of a mother is considered to be the supreme. What would be the love of the Lord who filled the heart of the mother with so much of love for the child? The Lord is the mother of all mothers. His heart is flooded with love and compassion for all his children. So he takes care of the children, nourishes them, nurtures them, protects them like a mother, guides them, supports them, even disciplines them like a father, goes hand in hand with them like a friend. Lord Shiva is all this and much more. And many times it is also said Bhagwan becomes the servant of his devotees. So today we will see one story of the Lord. There are many such stories, but one story of how Bhagwan is compassionate towards the devotees. Once there was a great bhakta of the Lord called Rishi Vyaghrapada, and he had two sons, Upamanyu and Dhaumya. Rishi Vyaghrapada dropped his body soon and became one with Lord Shiva, went to Kailash, while both of them, Upamanyu and Dhaumya, were very small. And the mother was very poor now. One day, Upamanyu and Dhaumya, both of them wandered into the forest and happened to go and meet some of the rishis and some sadhus. There, they happened to drink milk and they enjoyed it. They were very small, very young. They did not know. And when they drank the milk, they felt so happy. When they returned to their mother, they asked the mother, please give us milk. But the mother was not having any resources. They did not have cattle. They were very poor. So finally the mother mixed some rice flour and gave them the rice milk. But both of them drank it and said, no, this is not milk. We have tasted the actual milk. Please give us the milk. Mother said, see, we are sadhus, we are rishis. Your father just passed away and we don't have enough wealth. We live in the forests, on the river banks, amidst the mountains. We don't have much of wealth here with us. We don't have cows. We don't have any other resources. So how will I get milk? But we are tapasvis and we seek refuge of the Lord alone. The Lord alone is our shelter. So go and propitiate Lord Shiva. So Upamanyu asked the mother, who is Lord Shiva? How does he look? Where does he stay? Very innocently, small child, he doesn't know much, but he wants to know because he felt that Lord Shiva can help him to get milk. So the mother was very touched by this innocence and the love in the heart of Upamanyu. So she gave him the Upadesh and she told him that where Lord Shiva is not, this entire universe is a manifestation of Lord Shiva alone. It is Shiva Maya. And he is the supreme creator of the whole universe. He is the sustainer. He is the destroyer. He is in his unmanifest form everywhere. But in his Sagun Sakar Roop, in his manifest form, he lives in Kailash. And he gives darshan to those devotees who sincerely love him, worship him, seek him. And only those on whom his grace is there will have his darshan. So Upamanyu said, I also want to have his darshan. I will also want to ask for milk. Can you please tell me how he looks? And the mother described the glorious form of Lord Shiva. That he is Karpura Gauram, he is white in color, he has a Chandrama on his forehead and there is Gangaji flowing out of his jata and he rides a bull called Nandi. He has snakes around his neck is blue in color because he loves his devotees. And he is Bhakta Vatsala. So for the sake of the devotees, he consumed the poison, halahal poison also. He wears Rudraksha, he has bhasma on all over his body. And he ever is reveling in the state of absolute bliss. Mother Parvati sits on his left side. He has 3 eyes. So amazing form of Lord Shiva she described to him. Not only she described the form, she also gave him the knowledge that he is not just the form, he is the creator of the whole universe, he is the Lord of Maya, he is unborn, unchanging, undying, immortal consciousness, and it is by his will and by his power that this whole creation comes into being. He is the Lord of all knowledge, yoga, Sanskrit, dance, many branches of knowledge. He is the source of all of them. And he is the one who is pleased with devotion. So go and worship this Supreme Lord with single pointedness, and that Mahadev, who is called Ashutosh, who is pleased very easily, will definitely grant you darshan. Now just think about it. The mother did not ridicule the child. Mother did not scold him out of frustration that I don't have milk. Why are you asking? Learn to understand. She used that as an opportunity to turn the mind of the child towards the Lord. And when the child was so inquisitive, she also gave him the right knowledge, the right attitude to have, the form of the Lord. So she, being the mother, also became his guru in spiritual knowledge, in the knowledge of Lord Shiva, in Shiva Tattva itself. So now Upamanyu went, and with single pointed devotion, he started worshipping Lord Shiva, visualizing the form of Lord Shiva, chanting the name of Lord Shiva. And for some years he practiced this penance. One day, Bhagwan, being very pleased with Upamanyu, he thought, let me test Upamanyu. See, Bhagwan doesn't need to test anybody. He is the Antaryami in our heart. He knows everything. But this test is to bring out the glory of the Bhakta, to bring out the beauty of Bhakti, and to inspire others. It is not that Bhagwan does not know something, so he has to test. So Bhagwan manifested in front of Upamanyu, who was living in great austerity. He had gone deep into the forest and he was living in great austerity, just living on some simple fruits and roots and water, and all the time focusing only on the Lord. And that life is a very tough life.
All of us are very devoted. We visit our temple or church or mosque, the house of gods. But even though we are with great belief in the Lord, go there, at the altar when we stand, our mind runs away from Him. Oh Lord, give me that job or that contract or that profit or that. My uncle is not well, my father is not well, my children have got examinations, they have not studied well, please, oh Lord. Lord is standing there ready to bless you. Bless what? Your mind. And you go physically there and stand. Mind back again in the village. My property, my litigation, blah, blah, blah. Hi. He says, bring your mind to me. Physically, you have already evolved as best as I know. There is nothing more improvement is to be created in the anatomical structure or the physiological function. Biologically, you have reached the highest. Now the next stage of evolution is to readjust the mind. Bring the mind to me, I will adjust it and give it to you. That's why in all Hindu temples, gods stand in this way. Why? Give me your mind. As you are waiting, I will readjust it and give it to you. What? As you wait. Not 24 hours laundry. Not that tomorrow I will give you. No, 3 days. No. Right now. You surrender your mind. I will readjust it and give it to you. Immediately. Instant correction. Lord is standing there. And all gods in the endless temples in India, they are all standing there from the day of their pradishtha, installation, till today they are unemployed. Why? Nobody has given the mind. Nobody has given the mind. You go there and the Lord is anxious. Yeah, another bhakta is coming. Probably he will give. No, he will say, oh Lord, Next sentence, protect my children, my property, my business. Gone, mind gone. He can't catch the mind. Bring your mind to me. That is the discipline at the mental level.
Upamanyu's devotion was very single pointed. Bhagwan manifested as Indra there and told Upamanyu that I am Devraj Indra, ask what you want. I am very pleased with your tapasya. Upamanyu said, O Devraj, my salutations to you, but I don't desire heaven, I don't desire any pleasure. All I want is to have darshan of my Lord, who is Lord Shiva. Indra tried to tempt him, saying that you have been living in so much of austerity and difficult life and hardships you are going through. Some pleasures you can enjoy in the heaven. Take a small break and come back and again resume your tapasya. But Upamanyu said, no, until Bhagavan Shiva does not give me darshan, I will not change my resolve. If you like, you can continue to stay here or you can continue your work. I am going back to my worship of Lord Shiva. So Indra said, but who knows Shiva even exists? Maybe you are just worshipping an imaginary force. Prove to me that Shiva exists. And Upamanyu said, O Devraj, the whole creation which exists all around us itself is a proof that Shiva exists. The entire creation is continuously changing. How can this changing creation exist without a changeless substratum? How can there be an effect without a cause? And that cause has to be infinite. Nothing finite can produce this whole world. That infinite cause of the whole universe is Lord Shiva. And I have no doubts about his existence. And I know he is Ashutosh, he is compassionate, and he will manifest in front of me. No matter how much time it takes, I am going to worship the Supreme Lord. And as he said that, suddenly he saw that the Airavat of Indra transformed to become the Nandi. Indra's mukut transformed into the Jata of Lord Shiva with Gangaji flowing out of it. Indra's face, his body, everything completely changed. And there he was, Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati sitting on the Nandi. Both of them gave him darshan. And Bhagwan manifested in front of him in this very bright, brilliant form. So Bhagwan himself is Karpura Gauram. Nandi also is white. He has a Chandrama which is white. And Bhagwan was wearing a white mala of flowers, and he was holding, along with the Trishul in one hand, he was holding a Vajra, which is again white, in his one hand. So his whole form was very brilliant. So Upamanyu sang the glory of Bhagwan, saying, O Devadhidev, O Mahendra, O Mahadev, I prostrate to you. You are the creator, you are the origin, you are the sustainer, you are the destroyer. I am very blessed to have your darshan. And he prostrated in front of Bhagwan. The Upamanyu Krita Shiva Stotram is very beautiful. So Bhagwan was very pleased with him, and Bhagwan said, ask what boon do you want, Upamanyu, I am very pleased with you. And Upamanyu said, Bhagwan, your darshan I have got, that is my greatest blessing. The only thing I seek is may I be continuously devoted to you. Just imagine, his demand started with seeking milk, but it culminated in asking for Ananya Bhakti, Vimal Bhakti from the Lord. In the world, we may feel that I don't have this, I don't have that, and so if I get it, I will be happy. But truly, even if we get it, we don't become completely satisfied and happy. All that can satisfy us is that Supreme Infinite Lord, whose nature is Paripurnata, whose nature is completeness, absolute bliss. By the grace of Lord Shiva, Upamanyu was blessed with darshan. Not only he got the darshan, Bhagwan was so kind that he told Upamanyu that yes, you have Vimal Bhakti, you will live for an entire kalpa, you will not have any poverty, as much milk as you like you can drink, you will become Yashasvi, Ojasvi, Tejasvi, you will become full of knowledge, you will bless everybody with more and more knowledge, devotion, and finally you will come and become one with me in Kailash. And you will always have a boon that whenever you remember me, I will manifest in front of you. Just imagine that Bhagwan, to get whose darshan many seekers, yogis, sadhus, rishis, they do lot of tapasya. That Supreme Lord, out of his compassion for the devotee, has told Upamanyu that whenever you think of me, I will manifest in front of you. This is the compassion of Bhagavan. And it is this sage Upamanyu who became the Diksha Guru of Lord Krishna. And when Lord Krishna once went to Kailash to meditate on Lord Shiva, it is Upamanyu who initiated him into Shiva Bhakti. And Lord Krishna followed the instructions of sage Upamanyu, and he also got darshan of Lord Shiva. And it is said that his son Sambha was born by the blessings of Lord Shiva. We have already seen in Vishnu Vallabha that how Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu love each other, worship each other. So it's very interesting to know that even the incarnations of Lord Vishnu have worshipped Lord Shiva. Both Bhagwan Ram and Krishna have worshipped Lord Shiva. This is the most glorious Lord Shiva, who is Bhakta Vatsala, who is very loving, compassionate and kind for all his devotees. So may we also sincerely seek the Supreme Lord like Upamanyu with single pointedness, and may the Lord give darshan to all of us also.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.